Hey guys, my name's Josh. Welcome to my marketplace. So the aspect of learning I've chosen to depict is a sense of challenging yourself and not being afraid to fail, and that will lead to success and learning. Which brings me to the story of LeBron James, which is the owner of this jersey. So throughout high school, LeBron was the most hated, and he had so much pressure on his shoulders from the media and fans. And when he eventually got to the NBA, he lost so many times due to the pressure, and he became severely depressed. But over time, in the process of failure, he learned how to win, and therefore he won a championship for his hometown in Cleveland. So that's just a representation of not giving up, challenging yourself, not being afraid to fail, and then eventually succeeding. I like to also give a quote from Winston Churchill, who states, failing is not fatal. It is the process of continuing that actually counts. So that's another representation of challenging yourself in order to succeed. And throughout my presentation, I just gave a couple of simple, practical examples. So for example, I might start off making a paper aeroplane. I might not make it as well the first time, it might not fly as well, but then through the process of failure, I learned ways to make it better and eventually be able to fly it better. In terms of shooting as well, I had another practical example. So at first you might shoot and miss, but you might work out ways to better your shot, like aim for the back of the cup, and it'll eventually go in. Which is just another example of challenging yourself, not being afraid to fail, and eventually you'll succeed. So question 2, my creative process, what have I learned? So I've learned that through mentally and physically challenging yourself and not being afraid to fail, that you'll eventually succeed. So through trial and error, that's how I like to learn. Just keep doing it until you get it right, and practice makes perfect. So life experiences. So for me personally, a couple of years ago, I did really severe damage to my lower back, which really made me depressed. And at first I was really lazy and I didn't want to get into things in terms of recovery. But then I learned that if I go out and do it, good things will happen. Like at first I was giving up, I was too lazy, but then I thought, man, the only way I'm going to get better is if I try. So I went out and tried, and now I'm living pain-free. So that's just another example of not giving up, not being afraid to fail, and here I am today standing properly. So that's pretty much it, guys. That's what my whole presentation is about, and thanks for listening.